Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, a returning investie bestie, thank you so much for coming back. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. My name is Shalise. I'm a mama, a wife. I'm turning 40 this year, guys, the big 40. So we're trying to just invest and manage our money well while encouraging you to do the same. Please do not blindly follow me or anyone for that matter. I am not a financial advisor or a fiduciary or a guru. I am just an investor like you in the trenches. I just happen to make videos. So guys, today I got a really fun one. We're going to talk about some dividend companies that we either wish we owned more shares in or we wish we own, period. Like we don't own, like I think one of these. And oh my goodness, if I could go back and the thing is, I've seen all these companies and I'm thinking to myself, I wish we would have bought more, or I wish we would have just invested, period. And so this is going to be a good one, a fun one. And it's great for us to engage in the comment section as well. Like, tell me a company or a fund that you wish you would have either bought shares in a long while ago, or you would have bought more shares in, if that makes sense. So the first one up on the chopping block is waste management. Now we have waste management over in M1 Finance. That was the pick for our investing challenge, I think maybe 2 times in the past few years. And so what I do is I just invest in waste management over there. So it's not a huge position. But I wish we would have gotten more like 2 years ago when it was first introduced in the investing challenge and you all voted on it. And the reason why I like waste management, and I have their website up right here, let me move my face over, is because this is a very good dividend growth company under the radar. And I know you've seen these trucks everywhere because I know I have. If you scroll down, you can see some of their revenue mix and their collection. And one thing I like about waste management is that they are always going to be needed. Right? If you have trash, if you recycle, you're gonna need them. And again, they're not sexy, right? They're not the Apples of the world. They're not the Teslas of the world, but they are important. If we did not have companies like waste management, it'll probably smell really bad outside. So that's just being real. So companies like this is very, very important. And they pay a really good dividend. This is their website right here. And again, this is a fun way to research because it's like, wow, what are some good companies that are not popular, right? People don't think about garbage or, collecting waste. They don't think about that. When you fly on an airplane, and they have the facilities on there, some company has to come and remove all of that. We don't think about that though. Transporting that waste. What about your trash and your recycle? Like I mentioned, do you see these trucks come around your neighborhood? And so waste management is one of those companies I wish you would have gotten more in. You can see the past year, they're up 31%. Past 5 years, up 100%. Interjecting, guys, did you guys see the performance of Nvidia? We have a little bit of shares over in Interactive Brokers, but I remember when that was at $115. I wish we would have bought more of Nvidia, but anyway, back to the video. And M1, we just have like maybe 2, maybe 3 shares. Let's come to this one that I really like. Talk about the one that I really wish I can go back and buy is Chipotle. Now, there's a few reasons for this. Number one, it's a very well-ran company, which is excellent. Number two, they have been killing their earnings. I mean, absolutely killing, even in a high inflation period. And I actually really like Chipotle. I'm getting older and I just feel like sometimes McDonald's just doesn't agree with me. It just doesn't agree with me anymore. And I want something, even if I'm getting something out, I want something that's still good, like that's food, right? And so whenever I go to Chipotle, number one, my Chipotles anyway, they give you a lot. I mean, they heap all that stuff on there. Like literally, I can make it into 2 meals. and I usually get the chicken bowl. So when you pile up all the rice and beans and meat and all the toppings, you can literally eat half of it for one meal and eat the other half for another meal, which I really do like as well. And the quality is great. Now I'm up on their website right now, and you can see. Look at how much the share. It's $2,600 for a share of this. But remember, it wasn't always like this. Let me come back out here. So I'm at here to max. So let's come up to a time where we can both remember. Let's say 2020, right? When the pandemic first happened, we were all locked in our houses. It was at $654. In 5 years, look at how much it grew. So when you have a good company that's well ran, and I remember seeing Chipotle at those prices. And like I said, if I could go back, this would definitely be a company that we would put more money into. But you live and you learn, right? You live and you learn. No, we do not own Chipotle individually, but it's too far out of our price range. But this is like one of those ones I wish we would have owned. Let me know if you guys own Chipotle. Coming next is Visa. Now we do own Visa, but it's like total no more than, let's say, 15 shares. This is a company I wish we would have gotten like at least 50 shares in. To me, Visa is one of the best companies, period, on the stock market. And it's a company people don't really think about when it comes to the financial sector. But payment processing is a very lucrative industry. And Visa and MasterCard and I guess American Express are like the leaders when it comes to that. But I really do love Visa. I love that it's an international. Like I've been to Romania, I've been to London, I've been to Jamaica, I've been to Canada, I've been to a bunch of places, Hawaii, and they all accept it without a problem. Probably MasterCard too. I do know Amex is not accepted everywhere. I will say that. But again, I just really do like Visa. Again, we own it, but I wish we would have had more shares. In it. They pay a really nice dividend as well. Let me pull up good old V. Oh, and by the way, guys, Chipotle does not pay a dividend. See right here? It does not pay a dividend. Let's come to Visa. You can see the past 5 years is up almost 100%. If you come down to what, March of 2020, again, that's when the pandemic happened, it was $146 a share. Now it's $280 per share. So we have some. I just wish we would have had more in Visa. And you can see in Robinhood, this is what we have over here. We have Visa other places, but we have 6.04 shares here, and we're up about almost 10%. So it's proving to be really good. I really, really do like Visa. And, I wish we would just have more in it, So let's move on. I've talked about Costco in the past. And I think because I started to notice them because they put one near me. Like I mentioned before, we've had a BJ's. We don't have a Sam's Club. I think the Sam's Club is like an hour and a half away or something like that. So I would just go to BJ's. But I went into the Costco, and I can see why a lot of people like to shop there. If you go on YouTube and type in like Costco hauls, oh my goodness, there's so many videos of people who shop at Costco and they're sharing their hauls. I love how organized the store is, and it's a really like organized company at that. If you come here to their website where it has the stock information, really solid, well-ran company. Sometimes they'll have special dividend payouts through the year. I think the most recent one they paid out, was it $15 a share? Somebody quote me. I may put a blurb up on the screen. But, I love when companies pay out special dividends. Main Street does this as well. Certain times of the year, they'll pay you out special dividend, but it's been growing pretty good. If I come back to Robinhood, the past 5 years, they're up 246%. The past year, they're up 43%. Year to date, they're up over 10%. So you really can't complain about that. And though I think we have 1.69%, shares, excuse me, you see it right there, 1.69 shares. I wish we would have gotten more, especially when it was, much cheaper. But I honestly, I believe this stock can get to 1,000 plus as well. It's a good company. And then finally, VYM, the Vanguard High Dividend Yield. So this is one of the newest ETFs to this particular portfolio over here in Robinhood. And again, it's a lot of securities on the market. I've heard of VYM in the past. I just wish we would have gotten more shares. So you see the concept of this video is either we wish we would have gotten more shares or we wish we would have invested in the first place, like with Chipotle. But you can see we have 10.87 shares. I would have loved to have gotten like 100 shares in this, but you slowly build up. And again, if you come out to the past 5 years, 36%, which is not bad for a high dividend yield ETF, because again, the companies that are in this pay a high yield, so they're paying you out a lot of their profits. So and Vanguard is very reputable. This is their website right here where you can do some more research. You can see that it has, I think, a pretty decent expense ratio. They do pay a dividend. If you come down to distributions, you'll see like some of like the information. So they pay out every quarter. So I believe the next payout is in March. Don't quote me on that. I believe isn't it March? Let me see. Yeah, March. So they pay out. I'm just going back in the past. So they pay out in March, June, September, and December. Okay. And wow, look at December's was $1.09 per share. So, this is some of the things I just wanted to chat with you guys about because, sometimes I'll see certain companies and I'm like, ugh, or I'll see certain funds. I'm like, oh, I wish we would have had more. But that's why I love investing. That's why I love research. That's why I love exposing myself to different websites and different podcasts just to get more of the info that's out there because there's thousands of companies and funds traded on the stock market. It's impossible to really keep an eye on all of them. But like I said, I've seen all of these years ago and I wish I would have bought more, but I learned from that. And that's why you see me talking about building up the share sizes. I want 50 shares. I want 100 shares. I want 500 shares in these particular companies. So let me know down below one stock or one fund you saw years ago and you wish you would have invested in it, or you wish you would have bought more shares, right? Maybe you just have a few shares and you're like, darn it, I wish I would have got more. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Again, beware of scammers and fake pages. If you need any help, check out my website, mt1finance.com. And until next time, y'all already know, I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye bye for now.